real, I am so excited for this winners finals because all of these characters are rushed down and beat them up. And that's exactly what we want to see, especially versus these two players here. Mars representing Team Villain, Chag representing Team Hero. We're jumping into winners finals here at Collision 2024 Squad Strike. Let's get it started with this Greninja versus Pit. What do you think about this matchup?
This is such a weird one. Like, Pit is super floaty and typically tries to spend a lot of time doing short hop aerials, typically with this nair and forward air, to set up for massive combos. But Greninja is such a good job at catching landings that if Mars is able to avoid some of the straight hits and turn them into like low profile opportunities, this Pit could be juggled and get swarmed really, really hard. But because of Chag's stalwart defense and amazing parry game, he's finding himself in a really solid lead, meeting the challenge head on and finding a lot of opportunities. I
am loving the way that Chag is playing. I think it's aggressively respectful at the end of the day, recognizing, you know what, Greninja, tons of options out of shield, right? Tons of options out of jumping as well with all these aerials out of shield. And now it's saying, you know what, I understand what you can do, so I'm going to space respectfully while still stacking on a bunch of damage because we're Pit. The down air, once again, just one of those things that kind of proves true to that point, right? It's not getting too much damage, but the thing is, you slide right on under Greninja with that, you know, up smash. That one hurts. Yeah,
missing the tech on the platform sucks. You find the stock immediately, but that's the downside of leading Pit first. You find a lead, you do so much damage, but you're at risk of dropping that stock because Pit's kill options are typically pretty limited, especially at those really massive percents. But we're going into stock number 2, Bayonetta against Joker. Let's see what these two kings and queens of the edge are going to come into play here.
Absolutely. Once again, I think when it comes to this game 1, when we're seeing all these characters come into play for the first time versus each other, this is going to be a long set, right? So we're trying to kind of see which options we're going to go for first. Once again, it's like, you know, that top player download, right? What are we essentially searching for right now? The down smash to catch out the air dodge from Mars here. Very nice. But now here comes Chag trying to get back. Both players have a lot of ways to get back to stage here. So I'm kind of surprised that we're going for something a little bit more reserved here. But instead, we're going to prioritize the damage. Has the right idea with catching the air dodge out with the F smash, just not enough space.
I think what you said earlier, Lyric, was absolutely 100% correct and true for Chag. Mars, known to swing, known to try and put his most aggressive foot forward and then play off of your response to that. But because Chag's defense in the early game was so good, Mars feels like he has to make these big swings to anticipate parries, and Chag is instead finding massive whiff punishes as he gets out of danger.
Still though, finds the up air here, and now we have to find a very decisive finisher here if we're Mars. Chag though, playing so slippery, so careful at this point, right? Beautiful parry though, Mars going to be able to get the reversal, but unfortunately not going to be able to find the stock here. All the way up top too, double up air, not going to be able to take it.
Oh, they didn't even need to angle the shield down, but anticipated even the side of which he dropped off the platform. So, like, just great read there from Mars in order to turn this into an even game, main versus main, and let's see the peak of these players before singles even starts.
It's just something about Mars's aggression, you know what I mean? It's placed essentially perfectly. Now Chag kind of stuck in shield. Mars recognizing Palutena loves to come out of shield with an option, backing up and still finding the punishes anyway here. Still though, Mars trying to line up for, that was Paralyzer, but it could have been a back air, and now Chag gonna have an opportunity to get something started, going for the Explosive Flame, unable to find it though, so now Mars has to figure out a way to come out of the corner while also getting this KO.
Well, the back air comes down super safe, and Chag doing a lot of respect and not pressing a lot of buttons, something that Mars took advantage of a little earlier to gain this lead by pressing against Chag, who doesn't tend to air dodge much, seeing if he's going to threaten that again, but the teleport comes out for Chag in order to get it back to some semblance of neutral. Mars is just putting on the gas, but yet Chag is answering with endless and perfect defense.
Absolutely. The thing is, though, the dash attack into the up air, it's not going to do enough just yet, but you can tell the confidence in the teleport cancel was trying to shark out an opportunity here. Beautifully spaced back air coming out from Chag here, as Mars going to be able to find the up air from below the ledge. Can he find an option to get the KO, though? Here comes the up throw. How do we land? And that is the question here. Chag throwing out a very high back air. That allows for Mars to grab the ledge, but how do we escape here? Finds the landing into the up air. It's not going to be enough just yet. Now Chag once more has to land himself. Explosive Flame not going to be able to do it, so Mars going to back away. But look at this, such careful and patient play from both players.
They're playing so pristine. Even the mix-ups on DI were not enough for Mars, but that That isn't gonna cause the stock even. Max Rage, Explosive Flame, still surviving as the Zair comes out. Gut grab check, but the tether grab comes in clutch for Mars, and the up throw. Max Rage taking that stock off of a tech throw. You never see that in Smash Ultimate because that has to happen at the same frame, but because Zero Suit's grab is a tether grab and lasts so long, it survived for so long that even the reaction grab from Chag. Oh my god. Same reaction. I am floored that both players were able to recognize that scenario and Mars took advantage of it. You got it. You never see tech throws.
I just gotta say, this is what makes squads so fun, right? You're playing Smash with your friends, but my goodness, both players looking at each other, giving a quick smile. My goodness, we are in such... We're in for such a treat, man. Oh my god. Awesome. Yo, that last interaction lasted over 2 caster play-by-plays, which is how you know both players are firing on all cylinders, man. Here we go, though. Same lineups. We'll see if we get the same orders here. Greninja Pit now actually coming into play here. I really want to see Chag press the offense a little bit more. I just feel like Mars is just kind of putting his flag in the ground and saying, you know what, I'm here, let's fight. But I want to see that coming out from Chag.
I 100% agree, because a lot of times Mars was taking advantage of Chag not pressing by instead like taking his turn back in multiple ways, whether it be in midair or on the ground. Chag can answer that by just putting out hitboxes where Mars thinks he's going to air dodge and catching him, getting a little bit over aggressive.
Absolutely, but look at this coming out from Mars. We're talking about aggression, right?
I mean,
and we are certainly getting a little bit of, the water shuriken damage sent right back at Mars here, but here comes Chag. Once again, this is what we wanted to see, the signature aggression here. You can play that with Pit, right? We have tons of spacing options with aerials to really get that started here. Good air dodge out, though, not going to be able to get hit by that up air, and now it is going to be Chag off stage. Unfortunately, though, for Mars, that grab just not going to do it right there, but here we go. We got back throw. Can we find the finisher?
That's always the question here, Lear. Time and time again, can both characters finish out this first stock? Pit's not known to have a lot of reliable finishers, while meanwhile, Mars has access to an amazing one for Greninja, that being the very well-spaced forward air, closing out that stock, and even if it didn't, it was perfectly safe.
Absolutely, and now we're getting started onto the Bayonetta here, and we got to look at it, Ubel. Not a lot of damage taken onto this Greninja, where honestly, I feel like both of these characters kind of like benefit off of the same thing, right? This air-to-air combat, if we're able to get these call-outs, it'll work really well. But unfortunately for Chag, actually propping off the side, that's huge. Unfortunately, though, for Mars, the water just not spaced enough. Magnet hands not able to get the stock right there. Too crazy. But the Witch Time actually not going to benefit at all. No back air there off the up tilt. And now, once again, Mars is safe.
So you know what's really funny about that?
What's funny?
Witch Time still triggered the Bats Within, but because Chag was standing on the platform, the Bats Within had nowhere to go. So it put him right back in the same spot, right into Greninja's up air.
Love to see that. It's just
Smash
a nice little betrayal.
It's a funny game we play.
All right, Jab up here trying to call out once again these landings with these back airs, unable to find anything. There we go, though, the down tilt prop up, unable to find the first one, though, but so tricky off the ledge, or off the platform, excuse me, is Chag. Still trying to find these options to get these call outs, though, but Chag, I need you to get this stock now, man.
You're doing a lot of tricky stuff on defense. Neutral air dodge and to sprint down the platform the long way. So nice. But two of your characters struggle to take stocks at high percent. If you don't find confirms, you're sitting here with Marthritis.
I have to call it out, though. Chag actually ABKing away, saying, you know what, I don't know, I don't feel too comfortable, and then going back into the neutral here. The parry is going to be caught here, so now it's all about, it's back into Mars's favor, right? How do we get this call out here? But Mars, once again, being so respectful, throwing out the water shuriken and say, hey, guess what? It's time for aggressive time. There's the back throw, but once more, this Greninja stock is so durable, Ubel. It's now Chag on Palutena. Never mind. Yes, but now it's Mars on Joker. Whatever.
That's the type of response you needed, but the weakness of this lineup was just handled by Mars sitting on the ground, utilizing Greninja's short stature, and saying, deal with it. And that type of mentality to force Chag to answer a problem he had no answers until the final character is honestly how you find counterplays to lineup weaknesses.
Here we go, though, on the tried and true for Chag here. So we're going to see some of those Palutena, options come into light here. But once more, Mars just recognizing, you know what, maybe I don't want to play fully aggressive versus Palutena. I'll wait for my time. Here comes Chag, though, with the Nair. And now it's all about Mars. How do we get this Arsene out as fast as possible? And honestly, Palutena's at that point where a couple of up airs with Arsene could be very, very dangerous, Ubel.
Speak of the devil, there he appears. Arsene, the big red man, and that blue suit is going to carry him through a couple dash attacks. Just the down throw. What a nice mix-up there from Mars in order to find something, but no teleport cancel as Chag is able to escape. But 124, Arsene in a solid amount of time, and that dash attack is not going to do it.
No, definitely not. Not from that point in, like, basically center stage, right? But maybe, though, with this throw here, we're going to get into better positioning. Now, granted, all right, he's showing off. I'm not going to lie. Trying to get something started here. You're not going anywhere. Down throw not going to be enough to take it, but beautiful parry, unable to get the grab, though. Will the dash attack do it with just Joker? No, not just yet, because Palutena living at 196.
Yeah, a lot of Joker's solid moves for edge guarding are base knockback exclusively. So, whoa, getting a little fancy there with the gun movement, though. It's a late hit of Nair. It's not going to do it. It's like we're looking at down throw, dash attack, back air. Gun wheel is not going to do anything, but we're chilling if we're Mars, as the back air just needed one at such a high percent, able to finally close that stock. And after a nail biter of a game one, Mars took that one extremely handily.
Joker can't kill. I don't know if you saw that, man. Palutena living at 210. What are you doing?
If he doesn't have Arsene, it's over.
I'm kidding. Before anybody gets mad at me, I'm kidding. Really great stuff coming out from Mars, right?
Joker's true production. You got it.
It happens. All right, see if there's any change up in the lineup, and a certain Incineroar is coming back to play here. Same lineup for Mars. I once again want to see if we're going to have a lineup change now that we see a character swap, but instead it is going to kind of stay tried and true. We do have Incineroar going up against Greninja first, so we get a little bit of a Pokemon battle here, but I do believe it is go time if we are Chag. Right, Ubel? Because Mars up 2-0.
Yeah, it's now's the time if there's any time. And I do like how Chag is pivoting to a character that answers the problem against this Greninja. If he is going to evade all of my strong hits and all of my confirms, then I will just simply play a character that is all strong hits. You do have a lot to be desired on defense, but you make up for it by threatening stock like now.
Do it now.
Yeah, do it now, Gohan.
R.I.P. the legend. Still, though, I like what you're bringing up, that the Incineroar is just doing a lot better here, because Chag definitely looks a lot less, like, kind of panicky and a lot more grounded, comfortable, just saying, you know what, I'll react to you. Great parry still from Mars once again. And honestly, the patience from Mars actually backfired on him in that moment.
Really
he said,
did.
You know what, let me try and, like, wait out of the option here. And Chag was like, all right, but what if I do nothing? Still, though, both players try to get an option on one another. But honestly, we're just seeing misspacing and things just aren't working just quite yet. My goodness, hit each other, please.
Oh, the parry comes in from Chag as soon as the high back air comes down. Shield finally back to near full health as Mars is still swinging. Luckily, Greninja's forward smash is relatively lifeless, have a lot of ability to do so as another throw comes down, and the up throw on Incineroar, I like that a lot. Always threaten these juggles with a high Incineroar upper. Wow, the mix-up on the DI using the early hit of the Darkest Lariat, not the Darkest Lariat, the side B, Alolan Whip to close out the stock.
Yo, Incineroar with Rage is crazy, man. I'm telling you, man, Incineroar at Collision has just plot armor from 2 years at this point. And look at how much more comfortable Chag is at this point with this Incineroar with Rage. Joker, though, already kind of stacking up that meter, and that's kind of the problem, right? The more you hit Joker, the faster Arsene is going to come out. But I love this reversal coming out from Marseille, punishing Chag for feeling it a little bit too hard.
A little bit greedy there, to say the least. But hey, I mean, you had a Incineroar on borrowed time. Maybe you take the stock there with a high recovery. Either way, you're back on the pit. Heavy neutral monster on both of these characters. But Arsene popping at this percentage means some danger on the part of Chag.
Yeah, I love how you're mentioning danger. And, you know, the sound design for Arsene is so scary. It's so loud and crazy here.
The bass on it is crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. But honestly, Mars has done a really good job of bringing this back in, honestly, into what I'd like to call mid percentages at this point, right? But here comes Chag playing it more aggressive. I love the air dodge out by Mars. Both players going to go to the ledge here, but we're going back into the neutral. Beautiful spacing, though, on the F tilt there by Mars, as now Chag just trying to get this prop up with this down tilt so we can start stacking on a little bit more damage here. But look at how Chag, you were talking about stalwart defense a little bit earlier. Chag is really kind of pushing that forward right here on the left side.
Yeah, I love the whip punish there from Mars to create a pop-up and create some desperation out of Chag, going for the side B out of the corner. Luckily, without Arsene, Joker has to find a big read like that and a great tech from Chag in order to avoid the drag down forward air, which would have definitely ended his stock.
Ooh, okay, will be able to find the back air, and all that hit stun going to lead beautifully into the back air by Chag. Going to be the first time we're going to see him up in the lead here at this point. The boost kick out of shield, not going to be able to find anything. Very sad. Sad faces in chat for that one.
So Zero Suit is notorious for things like that happening. However, I believe that was Chag drifting back at very late into that nair, causing Mars to do a turnaround beam in shield. So that's just solid defense again on the part of Chag.
Absolutely. Still though, Chag now pushing the advantage all the way. And even if this pit does get taken down, now you're fighting a Palutena while you're almost at, and now will be at basically 100% here. So those up airs are definitely going to be a little bit more detrimental here, unless Pit can take care of it himself here. Still though, Mars just kind of deciding on the ledge, will be able to find the ground, falls out of the up smash. You hate to see it if you're Mars.
That one is Zero Suit sucks.
Aw, sad. That one's sad.
That one's rough.
It's Chag unfazed.
Potential though.
Unfazed. I just love when players either are having an absolute great time or something funny happens and they're just so like cool, right. Next game.
Yeah.
Yo, Chag's not playing around, man. I mean, you're down. You were down 2-0. You just got your first game back. Okay. It is going to be honestly, Incineroar did everything.
I wanted the Ditto.
The Ditto?
Yeah, Mars Incineroar.
Oh my god, ever since I started casting Pokemon, I've been saying mirror all the time. Oh my god, this is what happens when you cast 2 games. I was like, Ditto? What's Ditto
I should be
here?
calling it the mirror. Only Smash calls it Ditto.
That's true.
It is
FGC
really fun.
also calls it the mirror too. Still though, we're going to once again have the same lineups from both sides here. If I'm Mars, right, how do we want to handle this Incineroar? Do we still want to play it a little bit more aggressive, or do we want to... Okay. He did it!
Looks like it was a change in stage that was intended.
Okay, but still assuming the same lineup here.
Yes.
If I am Mars, who is going up against this Incineroar, who kind of, had a huge explosive start, do I want to handle this with a little bit more respect and care, or do I want to push the narrative a little more?
You're looking to push the envelope ever so slightly. Like, what Mars did in the first rung against Incineroar with Greninja in game number 3 was correct. He just didn't finish his food. You want to put Incineroar off stage. You want to smother him and force these reversals to come out and slowly push Incineroar into offstage scenarios where his options are limited and his recovery is exploitable.
Sure.
That's the game plan. You just have to take advantage of Chag maybe pressing something a little bit too early, maybe going for a high recovery. At that point, it comes down to player-to-player read to finish the stock, which is always a little bit harder.
I love already we were talking about it. If we're Mars, we want to kind of like set a precedent and like push a little bit more. But I love the way that Mars actually waited for Chag to be the first one to throw out the side special here. But my goodness, what a drag down by Mars. And we'll be able to find the water shuriken. Ooble! My god!
That's finishing your food. Also, insane combo with the drag down off stage, but the scoop with the down tilt forward smash. Perfectly spaced. That's like Greninja optimal combo on a stage like Pokemon Stadium or small battlefield. And hey, this Greninja's letting the good times roll as he continues to apply this pressure and even lap the pit that came afterwards.
The thing is, right, none of the momentum stopped for Mars. We're still putting in that aggressive work, and now Chag, who's on this pit, can't really find these aerials leading into all those detrimental combos. We were talking about earlier how Greninja a little bit lighter. Pit can definitely handle this here, but it will be the Shadow Sneak almost going for the double dip. Mars is feeling it right now, Ooble.
Substitution into Shadow Sneak would have been crazy if Pit didn't have that aerial defensive option. It would have been premier as the orbitals keeping alive from that edge guard as well. That's a punish, and it will close out the stock for Mars. Man, every one of these games since the first one, it has been Greninja stealing the show, Lyric.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we're already onto our final character here. Now, granted, once again, Greninja a little bit lighter. Chag definitely a lot more comfortable on this character, right? But look at how Mars is pressing the issue right on the ledge, saying, you know what, how are you going to get back up from ledge? That's not my problem. I'm going to keep throwing out these kind of prop-ups here, these down tilts to get you to kind of flinch at this point. Still, though, we'll be able to find this up air here. Can we see a 3 stock to finish winners finals?
I mean, that'd be a heck of an answer after all that Chag had done to respond to what Mars' gameplay had been, to answer like this and completely overwhelm Chag, looking for another drag down up air and still waiting super low to the ground, playing such optimal juggling position to always maximize damage and maximize the threat that Greninja offers.
Chag, though, going to be able to find the grab, but can we find something else? I always feel like Chag is getting like that one hit in, but we're not seeing, you know, those Palutena fluid combos here. We'll finally be able to get that stock, I believe, with the explosive flame that we saw off the side, but you're at 102. This Joker doesn't even have Arsene yet. Zero Suit has not even hit the field. It's looking a little bit grim for Chag, but he can absolutely lock in.
Always can. You can always just have those perfect stocks and those big moments where you find a down air, find something that gives Palutena the edge. These teleport cancels and some solid drift is keeping him alive, but man, Mars is just picking the high percentage play, able to get by with the teleport, but man, just kind of looks like he's treading water a little bit compared to Mars, who's just so fluid.
Absolutely. Like I said, Chag, just kind of these one-and-done combos, right? We're not seeing, once again, fluid, right? We're seeing one hit, and we're not seeing much else, but here comes Arsene. Honestly, anything that Arsene can throw at you might even just be it. Beautifully spaced back air, though, by Chag. It's not over just yet. Love the down tilt here, but can we get something more? Going for the down air there, like you alluded to, Ubel, and we're able to find the back air, but we're unable to find the stock here. And oh my goodness, Chag going all the way out there, no fear, recognizing that this is what he needs to do to get back into the game.
That's so unfortunate. He had Arsene recovery dead to rights, but the fact that Arsene went away at the nick of time gave Mars an extra little beat to plan out his recovery route and put Chag again so far behind the 8-ball. We're putting out explosive flames, just waiting to see if something will hit. We're casting spells, yet nothing.
Both of them, right? Yeah. Aha and Explosive Flame, but it will be the down tilt that once again keeping Mars into this game. Chag once more going all the way out there. Will be able to find the throw, and the forward throw will be able to do it. It will be Mars heading into grand finals here. Collision 2024 Squat Strike.
And I think this is Mars finding another benefit to his content creator.
Mars is one of the best content creators we have in this scene, man.
Very true.
He's great.
But the fact that he just does things like Iron Man all the time, or will play a rotation of characters against his subs, like just little things like that go a long way for some of these alternative formats, because then you're just like, oh yeah, I've put like randomly, I don't know, 100 hours into Joker over the course of the past few months, 100 hours into Greninja and these other random characters, and that skill is going to help Mars potentially sweep